My 22F little brother 16M came out and our parents, 50M and 50F, kicked him out. I don't have the best relationship with mine parents as they focus more on mistakes than accomplishments. My brother is a bright spot during all this. I got an apartment recently and a job, so I moved out. My brother confided in him being gay a few years ago and I was really happy. He wanted to come out on his own terms, so I respected his privacy. Yesterday though, he called me and was sobbing, saying our parents kicked him out after him being gay. It's illegal to kick out underage people, but he fears ours parents will kill him if he gets CPS involved. I was more than happy to temporarily house him in. I called. Today, my parents insisted to me that I cannot take him in on the account of him being gay. When I told them to fuck off, they said, "We bought you to this world and we can easily take you and your brother out." I'm really scared for our lives right now, and even the cops aren't much help. What can I do? You need to call CPS and the police. Not only is kicking out a minor illegal, the threats are very concerning. At the very least, they can force your parents to pay for his housing, and if you let him live with you, the government can give you a stipend for him if you parents are found unfit, which they most likely will be. Both of you, document their threats. And then you can demand the police take action, or you can get a restraining order. Otherwise, move forward without your parents. Document what they said and any other interactions, cut off contact. That sounds like an actual threat. If the cops won't help, you can contact his school counselor, who is required to take action if he's being physically threatened. Right now they still technically have custody and you don't want them using that as leverage, so telling CPS might be the best way to keep them away. I know he doesn't want that, but if he feels unsafe. Now that he is safe, call CPS and the police. You're housing a teen, and your parents should be funding him, and this is abuse and neglect. Not only that, but I'm worried about your safety. Start the paper trail now. If the cops won't do anything, CPS has to open a case. It would help if your son talked to a school counselor as well. It's backup for him, a paper trail from a neutral party, and they have to report as well. Pretty sure that's a death threat. Block M. As a parent, you love your children no matter what their choice in life is. You can let them know how you feel, but never to this extreme. So based on their actions, they don't deserve to have a relationship with you and your brother. Sorry that you have to deal with this. One day if you have children, they will miss out. My advice is to disappear from their lives. Let them be the one to suffer. If you're in the United States, you record it the next time they threaten your lives, and then you get a restraining order, and then you go no contact with your evil parents. If you can, try to get documentation of their threats via text or email. Call the police and CPS ASAP and report the threats. My 18 male, adopted brother, 49 male, won't let me go to mother's funeral. Hey Reddit, I don't have any friends who have anything resembling experience here, so I've come to you for advice. I, 18 male, was adopted at 13 by a couple in their 70s. I am one of their 3 adopted children, but they also have 3 biological, adult sons. My younger sister, 13 female, and I are staying with one of our adopted brothers, Will, 51 male, since our mother has passed away. Will and his brothers are planning the funeral, and one of them, Jack, 49 male, does not think that myself and my adopted siblings should be allowed to attend, as most of their biological relatives do not know us and would be confused to who we are and why we were there. We thought that this would be easy enough to explain if anyone asked, but Jack wants to avoid the awkwardness. Will and his other brother, 53 male, do not seem to have a strong opinion on the matter, but my older sister, 21 female, and I do want to attend. How do I convince them that we should be allowed? We were also banned from attending our father's funeral in 2019. Your brothers are assholes, Will included, for not sticking up for you guys. Imagine not letting someone's kids go to their funeral. I think there is more to the story here. It's weird that the family has no idea that they adopted 3 kids. You are definitely entitled to going. How does Will feel? Tell him you want to go, and maybe he will advocate for you against Jack. Since Will is helping plan, I don't see him telling you that you can't go. You deserve to go, and why does it even matter what others think? You are her child. A funeral isn't about who knows you and who doesn't. A funeral is about saying goodbye to a loved one. Any confusion can be handled with a simple introduction. He can't ban you from your mom's funeral. Go ahead and go. No one knows everyone at a funeral. It's rather shady that no one knows you exist, and the people that do know want you to stay hidden. You were adopted. Legal work and effort went into making sure you were a part of this family. Do you know anyone from the family except your brothers? The awkwardness suggests there is more to the story. Maybe you would find out more about this by talking to some other family member. If you still have time, discuss with your brothers and sisters and let them know you definitely want to go and won't take no for an answer. This is a very important moment for you to have closure with people that are so important to you, and them being in the way of that will hurt you for a long time. Do not allow that to happen. Speak with them, and if they insist on not letting you go, then confront them on the real reasons behind the awkwardness. I would go as far as telling them I would contact other family members and tell them we would be attending too. Yay, fuck that, go anyway, that's your family whether your brothers like it or not. I'm so sorry you're going through this. You absolutely should be able to grieve at the funeral with the rest of your family and people who loved your mom. You mentioned that you also weren't allowed to go to your father's funeral. Presumably your mom was still alive then and went along with that? What was the logic there? Should I, 25M, tell her, 25F, fiancé, M, or should I leave it alone? I, 25M, had recently met my friend, 25F, from school when she came to my city. I saw her at a restaurant and went to say hi. We were good friends till 19 but had lost contact later. She recognized me too and we exchanged greetings and she invited me to sit with her. We talked for a while but then she had to go. As we were parting she asked me my number and gave me her number so that we could stay in contact. Next day evening she sent a text asking if we could meet at a local food place and I accepted. We met and hung out and I had a good time. She had taken a cab to meet me so she asked me if I could drop her off at her hotel. I didn't mind. In the car she was flirting and I flirted back. Long story short, we hooked up. She was staying in town for a week. We hooked almost every night. I thought maybe she wanted to have a go at a relationship but she made it clear this was only a short hookup. She left at the end of the week. I tried to text her the next day to see if she reached safely but she didn't write me back. I was a little curious as to why she completely ignored me. I found her Insta but it was private. I sent a follow request but no response. She hardly ever used her Facebook so I left it at that. That was until recently she posted her engagement picture to FB. Well, as you all know I was quite shocked. 2 weeks after hooking up with me she was engaged. She never mentioned being in a relationship and I never even bothered to ask. I feel so shitty right now. And I feel really bad for the guy too. Now I want to ask you whether or not I should tell him. I have no proof that we hooked up except some text messages that are vague at best. And is it my place to get involved any further? She is going into a relationship cheating already. Thinking for the other guy's perspective, I'd sure as hell like to know. Yes, there will be drama but it is her fault. She used you and betrayed him. People today are all about stepping and doing what's right. Where is it okay not to say something? Put it this way, before saying to be quite, what if the shoe was on the other foot and someone had knowledge your significant other was stepping out? Would you like to know? Especially before marrying them. Tell him so he can make an informed decision about his poor excuse of fiancé. You can save him for years of pain until he discovers she's a cheating liar by himself. I cannot believe these people telling you not to say anything. Imagine finding out she's a cheater after being married and kids. Now this poor guy is on the hook for an expensive divorce, alimony, child support and, most likely giving up seeing his kids every day. Tell him now before he's stuck. As someone who has been in the fiancé's shoes, please fucking tell him. Tell him now. Be honest and upfront. Offer whatever texts you do have. Just do it. Save that man. Ask him if he's in an open relationship because you were fucking his fiancé. Yes, duh. Look, this whole thing reads a bit horny but at the end of the day, you would want to know, right? Maybe they've worked through it, maybe not. But as a human it's your duty to tell someone if someone else is being shitty. Hey man, I am so sorry to tell you this. But a few weeks ago when blank was in town, we were hooking up every night. She never said she was involved with anyone. She ghosted me when the week was over so I did some checking, only to see she's engaged to you. Thought you should know. Yup, you should tell him. My boyfriend doesn't like my cats. I 25 female am dating a guy 25 male and for a while I would mainly go to his house to hang out. For the past week my car has been in the shop so he's been coming over to my place more often. He has no pets and I have 2 cats. I consider my cats to display normal quirky cat behaviors but they are generally well behaved. When my boyfriend comes over he doesn't want my cats anywhere near us. He wants the door to my bedroom shut at all times even if he stays the night. If I leave the door open, he'll get upset and shoo my male cat away if he comes in and tries to sniff him or his shoes. My boyfriend will also get upset if my cat rubs his head against him or touches him at all. He's never pet the cats or really interacted with them. In the past he said he loves animals and pets but just hates the hair. I'm definitely starting to get a bit annoyed with him coming over and expecting me to completely ignore my cats when he's around, and I'm seeing this as a red flag but not sure if I'm overreacting. Opinions? Edit. My boyfriend has zero allergy issues. Cats come first. My ex said he liked animals too, but when I got myself a puppy to train to be my service dog, he changed his behavior. He hated her and said his family did too, which was a bit obvious and it upset me. He did a lot and said a lot of things that he can't ever take back. I choose my dog over him and I'll always choose her over someone who won't treat her right. I'd drop him if he doesn't start accepting your cats in your life, because in the future, he might say something real fucked up or do something that might cause harm to you or your cats. Date guys who actually show that they care about your pets, and vice versa. If he doesn't like your babies, then I don't see your relationship working. It's a catastrophe for you to be together. Not overreacting. If it was only about cat hair, he wouldn't be so bothered by them, maybe just carrying around a lint roller. There might be some underlying issues, especially with how he wants you to only focus on him and ignore them. I don't know, but his behavior just doesn't seem normal to me. My grandma also doesn't want animal hair anywhere, but she has a dog and just makes sure to clean it up. If he really loved animals, he wouldn't act this way. Best time, think of the future. If you see the relationship progressing, just know you will always have to deal with, listen to his disdain for your cats. Nah. Kitties first always. Break it off. You should tell him he needs to suck it up and deal with the hair. There's no way you guys could live together or be in a long-term relationship if your cats have to be locked up the entire time. Just talk to him.